Just got through Tales of Power, putting those videos on this week. And wow, it's funny how you read something and it applies a certain way, and then you read it again and it applies a certain way, then you read it again and it applies a certain way. I think the more and more cleaner and more warrior like that we all get, the things that we see, even the silly little scrolling on social media, all of a sudden can apply to what we're going through. And so I was watching this barn swallow hovering the other day. I got some of it on video, but it was kind of just hovering, the barn swallow, with the wind just kind of sitting there flying. And it was a good visual for me for always having a question ready for spirit. You don't have to have figured out an answer right now. What's my answer? What's my answer? It's always having a pending answer. I used to have a girlfriend back in the day when I was in Sedona, and she was a waitress. And I'll never forget, one of the things she said was, at the restaurant where she worked, they weren't allowed to go back into the kitchen empty-handed. They had to have something in their hand, a spoon, a tray, or something to help out the busters, to help anybody, but they weren't allowed to come back into the kitchen without something in their hand. And so it's kind of like me right now. I'm going up to the barn right now to finalize the chickens and put things away and do what I got to do up here at the barn. But I had a question in my head over the video yesterday about the inventory and what Giske said about the mechanical mind, the cyborg mind, which really got me into the biological monkey caveman mind that I responded to him back with. So I have some questions on that, cleaning those up where they can be connected and cleaning them up. And so I just put the question out there. And so maybe along the way here, I'll get the answer. Maybe I'll see a bird hovering and I'll get the answer. And so just me making this video got me thinking about that bird, which maybe that's my answer right there. But sometimes it's just hovering or walking up to the barn, whatever, but you're kind of in a standby mode. You threw the intent out there and you're prepared for the answer. And when the answer comes via a barn swallow or via an airplane going ahead or via a cloud or whatever, you'll all of a sudden, oh, there's my answer. They'll come through you through one of those things. It might come through you through a video, it might come through you through a friend or a family member or anything. But don't throw out a ton of stuff like, what's going on in my life? No, a specific question that you're working on, a power, a magic, you know. It's sorry, I'm a little dry. It's so cold out. You're not coming back to the kitchen empty-handed. I'm not going up here without a pending question that's thrown out there. I might not get the answer up here, but it's a pending question that Spirit's going to answer for me when Spirit's ready for me when it's ready to be answered for me. That sentence didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. So I came up here and I'll call it the barn swallow. That's what I'll call it. I call it the barn swallow. I'll be the barn swallow. Hover. There we go. I'm just going to hover. Hover's a bad word. It means it's not moving, though. You can do kind of movement. Anyway, you make up your own name for how you want, if you like the magic or power behind it. But it's really helped me multiple times, and I haven't utilized it near as much as I should have because it's worked multiple times. Never just like, oh, go out there and, you know, always have a pending question. And when that gets answered, you're like, yes. And then you realize, oh my God, that's how that fit into that. That's how the video I made yesterday fit into what Giski told me today, which fit into me going to the store today, which fit into what I was thinking then, which fit into the omen of the vulture going by that gave me the aha kind of, it all fit together. I didn't know at the time, but that's how it all worked together. So hover, intend, float, whatever you gotta do, just don't go back to the kitchen empty-handed. It's the best I can come up with a name for it. Peace out, tribe. I love y'all.